the first day of Gestalt really begins by understanding that to be a Gestalt therapist, we need to embody the Gestalt principles because we're not seeing our clients as a separate other. We are fully in our wholeness and fully in our sovereignty also. The class really begins by teaching the students that this is a present moment approach to psychotherapy. That doesn't mean that our clients need to be fully present. It means that we do. We're the therapist. We're fully present with our clients. We're contacting our clients as they are. Contact is a really important concept in Gestalt therapy. We're looking at the ways clients make and break contact with themselves, with the environment in the present moment. Contact is actually kind of hard to define. It's really the essence of the meeting of the world in a contactful, present moment way, or where we break contact and turn away from the here and now. Students will learn how to come into presence with the client and meet clients as they are. Of course, the first day of class, we always practice the awareness continuum. The awareness continuum is a really special therapeutic intervention. It's not something that we repeat and just say over and over again to fill space. There's a nuance to the awareness continuum that helps us stay in the pocket, as I like to say, where we're tracking with our clients. We're coming back to the present moment. It really is a way to create openings for the client's awareness to come into their embodiment. It's where we listen to the client's inner mind-body process. It's how we understand if the client is within their window of tolerance, which means that they have some degree of activation in their nervous system, but they're not outside of that window where they can't take in learning and process anymore. Students will learn how to identify contact boundary disturbances, and this is one of the unique aspects of Gestalt therapy. Contact boundary disturbances really come from the psychoanalytic concept of defense mechanisms, but what Fritz Perls saw was that people were using defenses as a way to disrupt contact, and that they're actually adaptive survival strategies people develop early on in life when they have unfinished, unresolved business from the past. So Gestalt means a configuration where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And when a person is experiencing the present moment based on incomplete situations from the past, they interrupt contact with the here and now, trying to work out that unfinished business now. So for example, if somebody in childhood would get in trouble for speaking their truth, even though now in the present moment, they won't get in trouble for speaking their truth, they still might turn in on themselves and disrupt contact by holding in what it is that they really want to say. And so in Gestalt terms, this is what we're calling unfinished business. The person is disrupting contact in the here and now by using this strategy that was so adaptive when it first began. They're using it now as a way to find safety, even though those original circumstances where they need that safety aren't currently happening. And so there are 5 contact boundary disturbances that we're looking for in Gestalt therapy. And the first one is deflection, which is turning away from discomfort. And so that can be turning away from uncomfortable sensations in the body, or discomfort here with eye contact, or anything that causes discomfort. When a person doesn't have the inner resources or the relational resources to turn towards that discomfort, turning away, it's the adaptive response. The second contact boundary disturbance that we're looking for is called an introjection. And an introjection is when somebody takes in something whole from the environment and internalizes it without actually contemplating if it's true for them. As you might imagine, in childhood, we acquire a lot of introjections. But in Gestalt, we're looking for the way that introjections make their way into the personality. So all contact boundary disturbances are living in the personality. Maybe somebody had an older sibling that said mean things about them and they've internalized it as a truth about them. But it can also be an emotional way of being, like the way a caregiver expresses themselves. Maybe that was internalized into the person's personality. Third contact boundary disturbance that we're looking for is projections. Really what a projection is when we're disowning something inside of ourselves and assigning blame to the environment for actually what originates within us. And projections can be sort of confusing when they arise because oftentimes the environment is is actually doing something that the person is seeing accurately, but it's their internal response and not owning what's happening inside of them that actually makes that a projection. The fourth contact boundary disturbance is not known as well. It's called a retroflexion, and it's the way that a person turns in on themselves what originally they wanted to say to the environment. If while somebody was growing up in childhood, they wanted to say to their caregiver, I want you to do better. You're not doing good enough. I want you to work harder. Because they didn't feel safe enough or have an environment where they could actually express that, they adapted by turning on themselves and saying it to themselves, do better, work harder. So this is a retroflexion. The last contact boundary disturbance is called confluence, and this is where there isn't a sense of self separate from the environment. So there's a sense of boundarylessness. And when a person is in a state of confluence, they typically feel, I'll be okay if you're okay. So my sense of self comes from you. Another way that this can arise is a highly sensitive person, somebody who feels a lot of things or can even hear what other people are thinking, and they don't know if it's theirs or somebody else's. And so in Gestalt, all of those contact boundary disturbances live within one incomplete situation. For example, that one situation where that child was told to not use their voice, all of those contact boundary disturbances live within that incomplete situation. So when we're working with a client and we're paying attention to the way that they disrupt contact with the here and now, we're listening for those contact boundary disturbances, and those become the therapeutic entry point.